British Columbia Institute of Technology acknowledges that our campuses are located on the unceded traditional territories of the Coast Salish nations of Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh.
From the Broadcast Center at BCIT's Burnaby Campus, this is All Talk Radio. You're listening to 1680 The Crow.
Good morning. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Gina Tang, and here are your news updates to 10 a.m. Last night, crowds of Canuck fans gathered to watch the start of the playoff series. It was certainly difficult to dodge the rowdiness of the streets of Vancouver leading up to the game. For those watching the start of the game, few might have not had high hopes for the local team to succeed against the Edmonton Oilers. But what came out of the last period left fans baffled. The Vancouver Canucks eventually pulled off an unlikely comeback, coming from 3 goals down to winning 5-4 against the Oilers in Game 1 of their playoff series on Wednesday. Financial challenges? Well, this is common for Vancouverites. Canada's post-financial challenges poses some concerns from the public eye with their newly proposed solutions put into place, including raising stamp prices and eliminating their daily parcel deliveries. However, print shops in the local area so far are not particularly impacted negatively. Reporter Shaigon Jafar found out more details on the perspective of one print shop owner in Burnaby, but our reporter Grace Chen will fill us on in the details.
Ben Riyahi is an employee at Burnaby Print Ltd. This is a print and copy center providing printing and photocopying services to individuals and businesses everywhere. He says that what is going on with Canada Post is not posing any inconvenience for them.
We are okay. We receive the mail three times a week, and there is no problem. Just we receive the bill and some advertising.
Despite the changes to the National Postal Service, print shops specifically are doing just fine. Grace Chen, BCIT's The Crow.
In harder-hitting news, the Israeli and Palestinian conflict is an ongoing political conflict. Here's what Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu plans to do tonight. Netanyahu will continue to convene his war cabinet at what appears at a critical time in the war against Hamas. Netanyahu is set to discuss a response to the U.S. President Joe Biden's decision to limit weapons supplies to Israel. Reporter Jordan Miller has more on Israel's minister's reactions.
Israeli leaders striking a defiant tone a day after President Biden announced he would not supply Israel with weapons for a major invasion of Rafah City. Defense Minister Yoav Gallant saying, quote, "To Israel's enemies and its best friends, the state of Israel cannot be subdued, not the IDF, not the Defense Ministry." And Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu reposting a recent speech in which he insisted in English, international pressure will not stop Israel from defending itself.
We have all heard the common belief that dogs are known as a man's best friend, but for some who's never owned a pet, this could be hard to believe. Let's look to why the statement is in fact very true, not just for men, but for people everywhere. Alessio Cusano spoke to a rescue-turned-therapy dog owner about the importance.
PB&J are a dog rescue society based in Chicago that partners with organizations all across North America and is where Courtney Pancratz found her dog Vivian. Vivian is now an emotional support dog, which Pancratz explains there are many benefits to.
Having an emotional support dog is a type of support that a dog or animal could provide. And then there's a therapy dog. And so it's a similar idea, except often therapy dogs are like volunteered to go to like different organizations, for example. Vivian's been volunteering at a seniors home for quite a few years.
Even though not everybody has the time or funds to buy a pet, therapy dogs give those people an opportunity to spend quality time with a loving animal. Alessio Cusano, BCIT's The Crow.
With the start of high temperatures this week, not all fine and dandy news is present. The risk of wildfires is high in Western Canada, but almost half of the fires are in Alberta and 1/3 are in British Columbia. The risk of damaging wildfires is significantly after ongoing drought conditions in the Northern Prairies and the BC interior. That has been all your morning newscast to 10. See you next time. Gina Tang, BCIT's The Crow.
Stay tuned for more on BCIT's 1680 The Crow.
Everything is changing to digital. Everything is online. People aren't just waiting for the 6 o'clock news anymore. People want their news right now. They want to be able to go onto their smartphone, onto the internet, and see the news that they want to see.
Vancouver is growing at, a really rapid rate, the Lower Mainland even, and with the tools that we're given here, we're able to cover all of that.
Welcome to BCIT Magazine. I'm Radhika Sikakane.
In the program, they really leave it up to you. I mean, the help is there when you need it, figuring out how to use the programs like Premiere, Audition, and figuring out how to use the cameras. But it's up to you to sort of experiment and figure out what you can do when you go out in the field.
They brought candles and flowers to remember the student who lost her life yesterday.
Theresa May says the international community condemns Moscow.
They really make sure that you know the basics and you are able to put out a quality product.
I'm Brady Tretnero.
And I'm Radhika Sikakane. Thank you for tuning in to BCIT Magazine.